You are tuned into Kids.
In the pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids of the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Kurt Brecht, the vocalist of D.R.I, short for Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me. Sorry it took so long to get it together, but we've been
It's
busy
all
all
good.
year.
Glad we're here now. So for those that don't know, D.R.I is one of two bands that really influenced me to start my crossover thrash band, World of Chaos. Probably you guys in Municipal Waste, and I'm pretty sure you guys are big influences to Municipal Waste as well.
Yeah, it's the best kind of compliment, when you can inspire somebody to do their own thing.
Yeah, it's great. My band getting to open for you in Frederick, Maryland was a major dream come true. That was amazing. And then due to Spike's misfortune of going to the hospital, I had to fill in on guitar, which was awesome. And the next night, had to fill in on guitar again. So that was like the highlight of my life. That was just amazing.
Saved us. Saved the show.
Well, you guys could have still played with what's his name, the dude from Paralysis.
Well, we had a couple other people, but yeah, all you guys together, each one knowing some different songs or whatever, worked out pretty good. And the crowd, it was a great crowd, and nobody was really complaining or anything, so that was good.
Yep. Yeah. Anytime you need a fill in, give me a call.
We're already thinking about it. We're keeping that in mind, believe me.
Yep. Okay, so what year did DRI start?
82.
Cool. Wait, yeah, you're four, Mom. And my dad was -3.
Yeah,
Wow.
we started kind of late in our lives. Most of the punk bands then were teenagers, and we were already like 21 years old. Me and
Yeah.
Spike, we were old men to a lot of people that were in the scene and all that. But it's worked out good for us anyway.
Yep. Um, yeah, I mean, these days there's not a lot of teen bands. I mean, you'll see a couple. There's probably like four in Delaware and two of them I'm in. So, um, yeah, it's cool how like there's some young kids in the scene.
Good deal.
Yeah. Okay, I think my favorite DRI song is Karma. Do you have a favorite one to play live or in general?
Lyrically, we don't play it live though. Is Man Unkind. It's one that I like a lot, but we don't play it live. I'm not sure why. Sometimes the lyrics are good, but the song just isn't one of the best.
Yeah.
Page
I don't know.
76.
Yeah. We have
There's the
we
lyric.
have the book your book right here. We got it recently.
See the loud feeling.
Yep. I haven't started it yet, but I'm gonna start it very soon, trust me.
I was going to give you one once I saw you again, but now that I have them available, but your mom jumped the gun and bought one. Thank you,
Yeah.
though.
It's not my money.
Happy
That's
to
right.
support.
Yeah. All right. You sent me a list of good questions to ask vocalists, and the ones I haven't thought of before. Like,
Yeah, well,
when's the best?
the reason I sent those is because you're a vocalist also and a guitar
Yeah,
player.
for sure.
So there's a lot of vocal centric questions and also ones that nobody ever asks. So a lot of people ask the
Yeah.
same stuff like, how'd you get your name? When did you start? Stuff you could easily look up online. So I tried to throw some other ones in there that I've been thinking about just to see. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, when is the best time to eat and stop eating before having to be on stage for 90 minutes screaming into a mic? What's your answer for that one?
Yeah, I like to have a cutoff by maybe 4 hours. And
Okay.
even then on tour, I don't want to overeat, and be like overly stuffed and where it's the food is pushing on your diaphragm and it
Yeah.
can really slow you down on stage and make it uncomfortable. And
Mhm.
you also don't want to eat something, say like a big bean burrito or something that's going to give you a lot of gas,
Yeah.
or like a big steak or something that's going to fill you up and just sit in your stomach for a long time. So you want to be slimmed down or whatever by the time you go on stage and maybe eat afterwards. But this is only now. I mean, when I was 21 or something, I don't really even remember considering that of having a time to stop eating or anything like that. And I see younger bands that tour with us and they're eating pizza and everything like right before they go on stage. It doesn't seem to bother them. But for me,
Mhm.
yeah, 4 hours, good cutoff time.
Yeah, I've eaten like um stuff like bean burritos that make you gassy right before I've played, and I'll just be ripping on I'll be ripping on the guitar and be ripping on my bandmates as well.
Yeah, not cool. But they I try like to stick with that sort of thing, but it doesn't always work
Yeah,
out. Sometimes you just have certain limited things that you can eat or certain times that you can eat and you're starving, you got to eat something.
yeah. Yeah, I'll try to start thinking about that stuff more. Okay, as a vocalist myself, I won't be partaking in this one, but does beer really work well as a vocal lubricant?
Seems like Corona does for me. I don't know, it's just not too bubbly,
Mm,
and I don't really see a lot of other singers drinking beer on stage, but yeah, it seems to work for me. And something like beers that I don't like, and some of them have a lot of carbonation or whatever. That's not too good for me. But I've tried just water. I mean, obviously, the best thing would be warm herbal tea with honey or something like that. But I don't know. If I don't feel like I need it, like my voice is doing all right, then I don't bother trying to heat up water and make tea and all that stuff.
yeah, I have like this little it's called Singer's Spray. It's like a little spray bottle.
I have that
Um,
too. I use it mainly just when I have a problem, or if it's in a very dry climate. Like you've never played probably somewhere like the high desert in California where the air is really dry and you're playing outside. It's a whole different experience. I mean, you better have some lozenges or something to lubricate your voice before you go on stage when that happens. It's not
yeah,
like being in a sweaty club where it's very your throat's not going to dry out as much in that environment as it does outside in the desert. So I've got
yeah,
all the sprays and everything I take with me on tour just in case.
yeah. I've had a couple vocal problems when we've played, and that I mean it doesn't taste good, but it lubricates your voice well.
Definitely helps. Yeah.
Okay, so my band World of Chaos did a Halloween cover set dressed as you guys, and I did have a Corona bottle filled with apple juice. It seemed to help my vocal cords a bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I watched the video. It was great. It's bizarre for me because it's like looking at it, I almost couldn't tell the difference. I would, at first glance, I would have thought it was us.
yeah.
And then just watching it and everything is pretty surreal for us.
The fake
Great.
beard.
It was just great. The whole thing
But
was great. Everybody.
yeah, well, Spike was a girl too, so
It's too funny.
yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I tried like a little bit, I spat it out, but I tried a sip of the Corona before we poured it out, and I did not like it. I was not a fan.
Right. An acquired taste, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you're the vocalist and the merch guy too. Do you enjoy selling merch and getting to chat with fans?
Yeah, I mean, I like it, and sometimes it's real busy, and I don't really have time to chat with the fans. And
Yeah.
other times it's slow, and you can talk to people, and the main thing fans will come up, and they usually want to tell me when the first time they saw DRI and stuff like that, and just shoot the shit, talk about whatever. Sometimes it's real loud, and you can barely hear people. It's different environment every time you have a show. But
Yeah.
also it's a good thing I think for the a good position for the vocalists because the guitar players tuning up the guitars, changing strings,
Hmm.
the drummer's over there warming up, tuning up his drum heads and all that kind of stuff. So setting up, getting ready to set up all that stuff. And the vocalist, unless you're a real vocalist, which I guess you probably spend hours warming your voice up, but I don't have to do all that stuff. So yeah, it's good since I don't have anything else to do. It's a good position for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the first time I saw DRI, I was 10, I think, so 4 years ago.
What one was
Was
it?
it St. Louis? Was that the first time I saw DRI?
Maybe.
I don't
Seems
know.
like I met you one time before that.
Oh no, it was the soundstage, not soundstage,
Uh,
Metro Gallery.
Metro Gallery. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a cool show. When we sung Abduction, that was the former guitarist of World of Chaos. I don't know if you knew that, but he recorded our first EP with us, and then he didn't want to play shows, so he left the band.
yeah, that happens. I was gonna say, it's for a lot of bands. I think you get together, you put out an album, and then you hit the road, and then a lot of times certain members will drop off at that time because not everybody's built for the road.
Yeah, it's not for everyone,
And
but
they have a different career path that they want to be on that doesn't involve touring all over the place, and a normal job or whatever. They want to be a doctor or something else, or they just yeah, once you're really living in the van with the people, you might not get along with them, or their true personality comes out, something like that.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone, but for some people, it's very fun. Like I love touring. Uh, yeah, I think everyone in World of Chaos loves touring. It's very fun.
That's good.
Um,
You got any tours coming up?
yeah, so in March, is that the next tour? Yeah, March. We
It's just a
have,
weekend.
well, yeah, it's a weekend, but it's Florida. We're playing Tampa and Daytona Beach and then Orlando.
No, Dunedin, I think, or something.
Donovan. Okay. We're playing the like you heard about the Lou Kohler benefit show that was in New York like last 2 years ago.
What's it called?
The Lou Kohler from Sick of It All benefit show.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so apparently they're doing like another one in Florida, so we're
Oh,
on
good.
that.
Good. Should be a blast. We just finished our world tour in right around Tampa and all that, Orlando and everything in Florida. And our next tour starts at the end of February, beginning of March, Central America and South America.
Nice. Yeah, I think yeah, for spring break we're doing our longest tour that we've done so far, which is 9 days. We're starting, it's not fully booked, but we're ending around St. Louis and then starting around like North Carolina, going down like Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Kansas, back up.
Sweet. Sounds fun.
Should be cool.
You have a passport yet?
I do, but I
Oh,
think
good.
our drummer, wait, does our drummer, does Jane have one?
No, but he's in the process.
Okay. And then I think our guitarist might have one.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. It's important in case you get an offer
yeah, for
to
sure.
play somewhere in Europe or wherever, And some band might drop off and they're just like looking for another band. And if you don't have
Yeah.
your passports, you won't be able to go.
Yeah, Europe was our gonna be our plan for summer, but um we just it was kind of hard to like I don't know why did
Guitar player's dad does not have a job right
oh
now.
that's why I
So we have to
forgot.
wait.
Yeah. Um
Aaron needs to get a job before he can take off time to go to Europe.
yeah.
Can't hardly start
Interesting.
a job with a month,
Yeah. Have you
break.
guys ever played Puerto Rico?
Yes, twice.
Okay. How was that?
It was good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we
they've got
went,
a scene there. We're not, it was just one show each time, I think. That was it.
yeah, we want to try to play there sometime soon because we don't have not all of us have passports and we took this small airline to Florida called Avelo, and they like rescheduled them, and they all the flights, and they gave us $100 credit each for 5 flights. That's $500. We'll have to pay a little bit, but we could like go to Puerto Rico,
Sounds fun.
try to get a show there. It'd be cool.
Great food and everything there. It's really beautiful.
Yep.
Killer
Heard it
food.
has good beaches.
Oh, yeah. We stayed right on the beach. It was great.
Nice. Wait, how many countries have you guys played? Do you know? Do you have an estimate?
All
No,
of them.
All of them? Yeah.
no, not all of them, but
Yeah.
we haven't. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to play Israel and I don't know. Pretty much, most of the places I wanted to play, we've already played there.
You think 100?
I'm not sure. I don't want to say without counting them up.
Yeah. Somewhere, I know it's a big number for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know the most number of shows you've played in one year?
I'm not sure, but I'd say probably at least 200 or more, maybe
Wow,
200, 250 or something.
nuts. It's crazy.
Back probably in the late 80s or early 90s.
Wow. How do you avoid getting sick on tour?
I don't always, but you can imagine, depending on how you tour, how the band is touring, like on a bus or in a van or whatever, if one person gets sick, then it can spread because you're all in close proximity, driving all day together. And also, even if you're on a bus, you got a bunch of roadies and everything all in there. And imagine those bands that go around where they have three or four bands touring together. One guy,
Yeah.
one roadie gets sick in one band, and all of a sudden it spreads like wildfire throughout the whole tour. So during that tour, people may get sick and then they're well again. But you just have to try to play it off, and do the show, and basically don't let people know that you're sick. It's harder for the vocalist. If you're real sick, you'll lose your voice. If it's just a runny nose or something, you can get away with it. But a cold is different than COVID as far as how you feel and how your throat's going to react and everything. But if your throat swells up, then you're screwed.
Yeah, our drummer woke up sick recently, uh last month of December, it was last year. Um and we were gonna play a show, but he was like super sick, like 104 fever.
Yeah, that's not good.
So we were like, what do we do? Are we gonna have to cancel? And then I realized I can play drums and sing. So we practiced a bunch and I pulled it off barely.
It's the way to do it. That's what you got to do.
But
It's awesome.
apparently it didn't sound that bad. So
It was decent.
yeah, not as good as Jaden, but
The
it
mic
was
kept
fun.
falling though.
Yeah,
Yeah, we always try to make it happen. Even sometimes we just had people get up and sing. If I can't sing, we'll have people from the audience jump up there, and somebody knows a few songs, somebody else knows a few. Just try to do the show and get paid and everything.
yeah. Didn't the dude from Paralysis take over for you one night? I think he said something like that.
Right. He didn't know the words, but he knew when to sing. So he would just sing nonsense,
Yeah,
and but in the right spots and everything, and it sounded all right. Sounded good enough. And then
yeah,
the next night there was him and two other guys that got up there, and each one knew different songs and stuff, kind of like what you did with Spike,
yeah,
and made it happen. And sometimes, I mean, you think, oh man, the our fans are never going to come back to the next show after that, and then it's like everybody forgives you, and you come back, and the next show is just fine. Nobody's even mentioning. We've had to
yeah.
where we had no drummer, and we just had to invite drummers from the audience to come up and play. One might just know one song, and then next. And for us, it's a
I
huge
could probably do that.
embarrass. It's a huge embarrassing disaster, but for the crowd, they just kind of forget about it. And it's
And it's
still go back, play the next time, and everything's fine.
yeah, it's fun for the audience. They get to like participate. They get to be in the band for
I guess.
like 5 minutes.
But as a professional, you don't want that to happen. But so it's real stressful. But like I said, you get past it, you move on to the next day. And sometimes we fly in and, one flight might get canceled. Then what do you do? That's when you got to play with somebody else.
Yeah. We saw Sick of It All once and Lou couldn't play, so they did the same thing. I did a couple songs.
Your dad.
Yeah, my dad did a couple. There's a couple dudes from the audience. It was cool.
Well, I had got sick in Europe. We were opening for Sick of It All on a tour, but it was during the winter. And everybody, it was one of those times where we had like three buses just packed with people. And, everybody started getting sick and I lost my voice. I was singing and I felt fine. Everything seemed fine. Somewhere towards the end of the set, something snapped in my throat and I could no longer barely sing or talk. And I just went straight to the tour bus after the show and stayed in bed, sucking on lozenges and hoping for the best. But then by the morning, I was actually sick. The real sickness had set in,
Yeah.
and so we did a. I was still singing, but not. We were opening, so we only had to play like 30 minutes or something. So I was able to power through it, and I couldn't talk at the merch booth, so I made signs that I would hold up, and say my voice is shot. I can't talk. I can't answer your questions. Like only ask me yes or no questions, and I will nod to you. And people got mad. People, the audience members would get angry at me for some reason. This was over in Europe. I don't know why they were mad that I wouldn't answer their questions, but even though I had my little cards that I would put up for them, but they just still didn't seem to understand.
Yeah.
Thought I was
Um,
being standoffish or something.
yeah, maybe they couldn't read English.
I never thought of that. I'd like to think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. We're staying. Yeah, so speaking of Sick of It All, we're staying with Pete Kohler, Sick of It All in Daytona Beach, on that little Florida weekend. He's letting us use two of his guitars for that weekend. It's gonna be awesome. He's the best.
Yeah, we took them on their first U.S. tour. They opened for us.
It's awesome.
Yeah, a whole U.S. tour. That was a lot of fun.
Um, why do you always wear steel toe boots on stage?
I'm afraid of getting my feet stepped on. I've seen some singers do it barefoot, and I'm like, are you crazy? But even
Yeah,
just regular tennis shoes, you can get your feet smashed when people jump up to stage dive because they're not really watching where they're stepping. As you've seen, they step on Spike's pedal, his effects pedals, and knock over mic stands and all that stuff.
yeah,
So yeah, you got to protect your feet from your own band and from the audience.
yeah. It's smart. Wait, there's a famous who's the dude that most famous like metal singer that does the barefoot thing? I can't think of him. Oh, Phil Anselmo, right?
Oh
Isn't
yeah, yeah, I think he does. I think Henry Rollins for a while was doing that too from Black Flag. Um, the singer of the Black Crows, I think I saw him up there barefoot one time. There's nobody stage diving at their shows, but still.
I mean, maybe at like I kind of understand it if like maybe an outdoor show or something, but like at the nasty like club floors and stages are kind of nasty. Like
They're uneven a lot of times, They've had all kinds of stuff spilled on them and everything. Yeah,
yeah, every substance you can imagine has been spilled on the floor.
I think so.
And I think wait, do you hawk loogies on the stage?
Sometimes not loogies, but spitting on stage sometimes
Okay.
because I'm I don't know, sometimes just a lot of stuff's breaking loose or whatever. A lot of
Yeah.
saliva pouring out for different reasons. Could be sick or not.
Yeah, but like I mean, there's a bunch of singers spit on the stage, you're getting all that on your feet.
Yeah, can't sing with a mouth full of saliva.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're like wherever Pantera's playing, it's fine because they're on like big old stadium stages.
Yeah.
Um, okay, in your experience, what makes a show good versus great versus bad?
Hmm. It's kind of a tough one because, well, it's probably different for everybody because sometimes, like, I will say, "Oh, that was a great show tonight," and Spike will be like, "What are you talking about? It sounded terrible," and that sort of thing. But for me, it's if the attendance is good, this is a great show. Would be like the attendance is good, the sound is good, like great PA system, monitors, all that stuff's great, and sell some merchandise and we were able to play our entire set and all that kind of stuff. So all those things together make a good show. It can still be a good show, sound great and everything, but there's not a lot of people there. Or it can still be a good show if it's completely packed to the gills, but the sound is horrible. But still, everybody's stage diving and nobody else seems to care. But you can't hear yourself on stage at all, or you can't hear the drums, so you're having problems, following or whatever. But it's still a good show. Nobody else notices. So yeah, all those different variations. But the best show would be where all of those things like magic come together.
Yeah. Um, I feel yeah, like whenever we have really bad sound or like you said, like you can't hear yourself or you can't hear the drums, so you can't follow along. No one really like seems to care in the audience.
Yeah, thankfully. But imagine being a big band like Metallica where they have great sound every night, always probably sold out, stadiums and all that stuff. what's a great show to them when they're all great?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
yeah. It's crazy like how big um those bands got. Like they went from playing these tiny clubs to like sold out arenas. It's nuts.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah. All right. What was the first punk metal or hardcore show you went to and how old were you?
Well, I mean, I grew up going to rock concerts before there was an underground punk scene or anything like that. But the first punk show I went to, which was at like a club and all that stuff, was TSOL, and that was in 81 or 82. I know they toured during that time, like 81 into 82. And yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. And then we ended up later being able to open up for them on a whole tour. So that was pretty amazing.
Damn, that's awesome. All right. Where's your favorite place you've ever toured?
I'd say the west coast of the United States is my favorite. Like every year we do from like San Diego area all the way up to Seattle area or Spokane, Washington. And that's 3 weeks of shows. It's always really good. And yeah, it's beautiful. Driving through the redwoods and, along Highway 1, along the coast there and everything. It's just amazing.
Cool. Yeah, we want to go to the West Coast sometime because I know thrash. There's a huge like West Coast thrash scene.
A lot more all ages shows too, which would probably be
Yeah,
beneficial for you guys.
yeah,
They have different laws there. As long as they have a little bit of food, like I think in California, they sell a little bit of food, even if it's a bar, kids can still come in there, that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
The thing that like sucks about Delaware, which yeah, we're in Delaware. The bars, it's so strict. Like you just can't get in
Well,
if
a
there's a
lot of the
show.
East Coast is like that. That's why,
Yeah,
it's tough for us. Not our best tour of the year because of where we're playing, the places that we play, and the restrictions and all that stuff. Which is cool about that place in New Jersey. What's it called? The one where I sell outside a lot of times.
Oh, it's in Clifton.
Dingbats.
Dingbats, yeah.
Dingbats. Yeah, that place is cool. They let kids in there, right? It's
Yeah, yeah.
all ages.
Cool spot.
Yeah.
There's Bar 13, which has like I think you guys played there a couple times, right? In
Delaware.
Wilmington,
Where is it?
in Delaware. But it's 21 plus.
Bar 13.
Okay, I don't remember the name, but
Yeah.
It was during
It
COVID.
was
I
yeah.
went, but you weren't allowed to go.
Yeah.
2021, probably.
Yep.
uh,
But it's yeah, 21 plus, so couldn't go. Okay, do you have a job outside of DRI?
sometimes I do need it. Right now, I'm not working, but I've done remodeling, construction type stuff. I've done piecework for jewelry, which means instead of an hourly wage, you get paid by the piece that you make. Um, these are jobs where you can kind of come and go. You don't have to be there all the time, and or you get fired, or they're like say driving a taxi cab, or if you were an Uber driver or something like that, you can just come and go as you please.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of jobs you can get when you're in a band like ours.
Hmm.
Yeah, and just try to do a good job so when you come back they'll let you come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a lot of bands are touring. If you're not a real big band, you're basically living tour to tour.
Hmm.
So now we have 2 months off, so I have to be real careful spending wise and all that, so I'm
Yeah.
not broke before the next tour.
Yeah. So wait, if you said you've worked with jewelry, did you make the DRI ring?
No, I didn't. This
Okay.
was different kind of jewelry. And when I lived in California, it was like plexiglass jewelry, costume jewelry.
Okay. Do you have a favorite movie?
Not really. Not really. I like some body horror, I think you would call it. Like Human Centipede, stuff like that. Real weird,
Okay.
sick kind of stuff, I guess you could say. Horror movies.
I like gory horror movies. I Yeah, I saw one a like probably a week ago called Primate, and it's about this like monkey, like this pet monkey of this family, and like the dad goes on a trip, and he like the monkey like kills everyone. It's a little crazy, but I mean it was a little corny, but it was cool.
Yeah, it's a good distraction. I don't really get to watch TV on tour. If I do, it's just like at a hotel for watching a piece of a movie, and then you got to leave to go to the show, or you come back and watch a piece and then fall asleep. So you rarely have time to sit there and watch a whole movie. So I've seen a lot of parts of movies.
Yeah.
And then when I'm home, I can watch some stuff if I have time.
Mhm. Okay. If you could tell your 14-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
I don't know, man. I really don't live my life with a lot of regrets. I don't know what I would tell myself. I thought about it, and there's nothing I would really say.
Stay on the same
Not
path?
that my 14, not, not that my 14-year-old self would have listened to or whatever.
Yeah. Buy Google stocks and Bitcoin.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Guess you could, yes, I could, something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I
Yeah.
would have anything I would have bought. I've been broke so many times. Like since I've started the band, I would have sold any of that stuff. Even just a few years ago, like during COVID or something, I would have sold any stocks or anything that I had just to survive.
Yeah. I bet COVID was bad for you guys because I mean you guys survive on touring.
I sold some handwritten lyrics, um, stuff like that.
Okay.
Where I wrote out the song on a piece of paper and then people pay for it. Little things like that.
It's cool. It's like the original one where you wrote the lyrics.
No, just
Okay.
wrote
Yes.
it. No, just new. I
That'd
have
be
all that stuff too, though. If anybody interested, I save all that stuff, all my original, like, say the original draft of the song
that's cool.
lyrics, and then subsequent drafts up until the final one. I've got all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean now that like in this generation, like I can record my own uh demos like from my bedroom. So I have like all the rough drafts of the World of Chaos songs, like the demos before we.
You don't write anything with your
Oh
by
yeah.
hand, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Kids don't write anymore. They just type it.
Yeah.
Right.
Way cooler if you wrote it with the pen.
Yeah.
Pencil.
Scratch outs and misspellings and everything.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, I should probably start doing that because it's cool to have.
No, I've got tons of D.R.I demos too. So we used to, like when we're writing an album, we'd meet up every day and write some stuff and then record it. And then Spike would take it home and make a tape for us, and then the next day bring it back so we could listen to it in our car and stuff like that. So I've got like probably 100 different tapes and stuff, demos, demo versions of songs and everything.
Cool. All right. Do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
I'm doing a heavy metal market here. There's a punk rock flea market and there's also a heavy metal flea market that they have here in Houston where I live. And I'll be hosting the February 15th version of the heavy metal market. Be my second time to do it. So I go there and they give me my own table and I can set up D.R.I stuff for sale and sell my books and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did there was a New Jersey punk rock flea market that I went that I sold Kids in the Pit merch at like 2, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, it's fun. Something to do, another way to make a little bit of money and get rid of some of the stuff. I got way too much D.R.I stuff. I sold a lot of my collection of D.R.I memorabilia during the pandemic. Some Japanese guys came here and they had a store in Tokyo and they sell punk rock stuff, I guess, metal and punk stuff in their store. And they bought a lot of stuff, old t-shirts and all kinds of junk.
Hmm.
So that thinned out my supply a little bit, but I still got way too much crap.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to Kurt for joining me today, and thanks to all of you for watching or listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Till next week. Bye.